Peace. I'm taking a tech course right now, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it because I like a challenge, and it's challenging to me. I've never been extremely tech savvy, but the first time that I began to learn about technology, I found it interesting. And so eventually I would like to take maybe an advanced course and learn how to code. I've always thought women in tech is pretty cool. And learning how to build my own website would be also really cool. I have a dream to be able to have this whole thing done by the end of this year. My Say Grace website, saygracewellness.com. It's nothing right now, but I've already built the template, Say Grace, all one word, on Wix.com. And I wanted to get a website creator to be able to take the template and move it over to the .com. But if I could do it myself, that would be really, really, really cool. That'd be an accomplishment for me. So I enjoy this class a lot. And I'm learning, and I let my professor know, this isn't really my thing, but I'm open. I'm into music. I'm a dancer. I'm more of a creative. But I could learn this. So it's great because it's hands-on, and it's also, you get to discuss different issues in tech. And the last paper that we wrote last week was this idea of cleaning up your social media and how potential employers have access to your social media. So you should be cautious about the way you present yourself on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. The things that you say can be used against you. And he was saying that, as a professional, the only social media he has is LinkedIn. And how his online presence is very, very professional. If you wouldn't want an employer to see this, then you shouldn't post it on social media. And I agreed with him as far as his personal path and what he pursues personally. I'll never knock somebody for that. We are here to do what we are here to do as far as our individual path. But I said, for me, I'm starting my own brand. I'm a musician. I'm a creative. For the reason that, number one, I'm most passionate about it. It's what makes me feel most fulfilled and purposeful. But number two, I'm a woman about principle. And I'll choose principle even over finances, because that's how much I'm about principle. And the idea of Big Brother, going into your private social media to assess your personality or to see if you are the right fit for the company, or to see if you're capable of adhering and gelling within this culture that they have, that they've, defined themselves as or whatever, is absurd to me. I think it's absurd because the idea of a 40-hour work week is something of the past. Employers are requiring 50 hours minimum, 60 hours minimum. And for them to feel it's okay to then go in and govern your personal life after they've taken 60 hours of your time working for them, I mean, this is excessive. Even beyond that, I know data-wise that women are earning the least. I want to say it's around 80 cents per dollar that men earn, and black women of color, even less than that. Black women are on the fiscal bottom of the totem pole. So Biden may have voted for Harriet Tubman to be on the $20 bill. That's cool. I love Harriet, but if we're not making any money, then it's just symbolic to me. It doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, if black women aren't making the money, even if a black woman is on the money, if we aren't making the money, what does it matter? If we're still fiscally deprived, if the average net worth of the black single mother is $5, we're supposed to feel happy that our image is on a $20 bill? Come on, get out of here with these symbolic gestures and not addressing real issues like the discrepancy of finances. Get out of here. You're fooling no one. Well, you're fooling some. You're not fooling all of us, though. But I derive. So this idea that you want to go through my social media to listen to everything that I say that could be deemed as possibly offensive, but your company is offending me by not paying me as much as people that don't look like me. That's offensive to me. You're offending my pockets. You're looking for discriminatory language, but you're discriminating on me fiscally. And I'm supposed to just adhere to that BS? And so I'm not about the pretentiousness. I'm really not. I'm not about the fakeness. And it's just too much fakeness going on, and I'm not with it. I'm going to speak freely. I will continue to share my mind, and I will continue to tell people to come to action about these things that they're doing. I was watching something on YouTube. I'll try to find the link and post it below. But the gentleman's name is William Biney, and it's not a conspiracy theorist. This man is from the NSA, and he was talking to a credible journalist, and, I'm not going to derive too much again, but that's a conversation for another day. Journalism needs to, have honor, respect, and integrity. And really, a journalist's job is to ask some really, really good questions. That's where you use your intellect to ask the best questions to the person that you're interviewing. You should be, as a journalist, somewhat neutral and, somewhat objective. And she was an excellent journalist, the person that was interviewing this gentleman, William Biney. And he was urging the American people to begin to start complaining to Congress very publicly and directly, and challenge them on why they are not forcing the intelligence community to stop collecting data on people who are not involved in any criminal activity. It's gotten really bad. Facebook and Instagram, all of these apps that are free, they're free because they're selling us. And they are looking into the algorithm. So all of the things that we are looking at, what we're searching the web for, the things that we are clicking and ordering, when we're online shopping, even our facial profile, they are taking a look at our face. Our phones, when we touch them, they can actually detect our fingerprints. They know our fingerprints. It's gotten so much, like they're collecting so much information on American citizens. It's unreal. Where is all this data going? Why do they need all this information on us? And so we are paying them, and I think that's also another point that people have to take into consideration. When we talk about the FBI, we talk about the CIA, we talk about law enforcement, understand that their salaries are coming from the U.S. tax-paying dime. They are being paid by us. Why are they being paid by us? Why is this whole thing set up this way? Well, in theory, we're paying them for our protection. In theory, they're supposed to use that technology to be able to protect us from our foreign enemies. But when we get into this idea of a lack of integrity, many of these are traitors. And so they figured a way that they can make a quick dime for themselves at our expense. And this is really what we're dealing with in 2021. And so it's our job as the people, because the power is within us, to tell Congress that they need to focus on real terrorists, people who are real threats to us, and use our technology to focus on them. To me, this is a legal issue. This is an issue that needs to be taken to the Supreme Court. This is an extreme privacy violation, and this speaks volumes, volumes to the insecurity of our government. It's an abuse of power, and it's an abuse of tax-paying dollars. And so I'll use a personal example. I moved to Washington, D.C., to the D.C. area a while ago because I felt like it was lively, and I'm a creative, and I love the spirit of go-go, and I love that it was Chocolate City, and I love the fact that there were all these beautiful people, you know, who looked like me and had similar culture, and I love the fact that I could walk into a bar and, you know, had these brilliant minds around me because DC has a lot of intellectuals and we could talk about politics. And then there was also people who were more, you know, grounded, and there was this go-go culture of musicians. And this culture, this rich culture, was really what attracted me to this town. And it was lively and it was a lot of fun. And I've watched before my eyes how much this town has changed. And, you know, it was formerly Chocolate City, and it's changed a lot, and it's heartbreaking to some degree how much the city has changed. And I was talking about it with a friend of mine who was like, it's almost like a vampire, you know, where people who have this vampire energy, this parasitic energy, like leeches, they will move to a city that's lively, and then they will suck all the livelihood out of it. They intentionally will try to drain all of the fun, all of the creativity, all of the spirit, all of the culture out of it. They're leeches. They're vampires. And my theory has always been get in where you fit in. So if you are dull and boring and, you know, you want silence all the time, then don't move to a lively city. You know, if you hate black people, don't move to a chocolate city. If you hate poor people, don't move to a city that has a lot of poverty. It's insane. That's not sensible. But either way, it's time that we stop handling these Karens with kid gloves. I don't see anything that they're doing as cute. I don't look at them as, you know, anything but what they are. They are literally throwing the assist to mass incarceration. They are absolutely intentional and deliberate in the things that they do. They are very much deliberately calling the cops on us and our children. They are in cahoots. They are white identity extremists, and not all white women are Karens, but not all are not. It's time for us to see the Karens and the men that think just like them as the very sinister, devious, demonic individuals that they are. They have a job to do, and part of their job is to fill up these jail cells. Not with them, with us. So every time they pick up that phone to call the cops, don't think it's anything but that. That is their intention. They want us all dead or in jail. And it's pivotal that you understand their mentality. This is no laughing matter, and this is really nothing to play with. It's gotten to the point. I live in a condo building. I live in Washington, D.C. It's a 16-mile radius city. Small city. Formerly Chocolate City. Still a huge black community, about 50% of us. That's huge. Even though I live in a nice condo, we have homicides going on, we have gang violence going on. There's times where I've stepped outside of the door and I've seen yellow tape and being told, you better go back inside of your condo because a murder just happened next door, okay? So it's not like the cops in DC don't have anything to do. Your selfish ass is standing at your neighbor's door with your cell phone measuring the decibels, saying that they are 5 or 10 decibels over the noise ordinance while simultaneously a woman is getting raped. While simultaneously someone is losing their life. While simultaneously a child is getting violated. Your selfish ass. You're entitled, boring, delusional, out of your mind ass is calling the cops like they are your personal goons. Like, oh my God, there was some noise at 6 p.m. and I stood at my neighbor's door. You didn't even hear it from inside of your condo. You stood at my door with your phone to hear it. And you call the cops like they don't have more important things to do. You disgust me. You are a waste of life. You could be anything in the world, but you decided to be a Karen. You decided to be filled with rage and with hatred. And then you want everybody to share your miserable life and your miserable disposition with you. You are more delusional than we thought. There's nothing cute about you. You're fooling no one. So yeah, I'm calling it a call to action. Number 1, on frivolous surveillance. Number 2, it's important that we have the right frame of mind when it comes to these Karens. Look, like I said, there's a lot of things to do. I want to learn coding. I got to write some music. I got to create songs. I'm a mother. I want to do an e-cookbook. I want to live my dreams. Are you at your peak in every way? Right? Because when we're talking about life, we're talking about all-encompassing. We're talking about mind, body, and soul. Do you know how many books there are to read? Do you know how much there is to learn? Do you feel when you are looking at your mate that you are in the most fulfilling, loving, nurturing relationship? If you're single, have you attracted the love of your life that you want? Are you more financially well off? Like, are you at your physical peak? Like when you look at your body, are you like, yes, this is physical perfection? Are you spiritually there? Do you know God? Like, there's so much to do in this life. I don't have the desire, the interest in governing anyone else's life. I'm very fascinated with my own. I feel very passionate. I feel very fulfilled. I feel very purposeful. The idea of governing someone else's life. Like, how do you have the time for that? How do you have the time to even, like, are you there yet? Intellectually. Do you have all the degrees that you've ever wanted? Like, is your life ideal? So how you have the time to think about somebody so much, govern someone else's life, is beyond me. And I say to everybody, don't allow these people to bully you. No, you own your condo. You don't own me, sweetheart. I will create my music. Why? Because music is something that has saved my life. Shout out to all the creatives. I don't care how you feel about the way that I live my life. Luckily, it's not yours to live. So this is something, obviously, that I am very, very passionate about. This is my call to action. This is my cry to action. Like Bill Biney said, start complaining to Congress. The power is in the people. Why are we being surveilled? Why are innocent Americans who pose no threat to the government being illegally and frivolously surveilled? Why is our privacy so violated? This is a legal issue. We need to take this to the Supreme Court. Because the more that we let them get away with this, the more they're just going to start ushering in more things to take away our privacy, to take away our rights. And what I'm telling you right now is you have the power. Until next time, peace.